I never thought about the gospel, me needing the gospel. I thought the gospel was something like, okay, you heard the gospel, Christ came, he died, and he rose again, so believe, and yes, I give my life to Christ, and then that's it. It's the first time I'm understanding, actually, that the gospel is something I constantly need in my life, to hear it, so that that's what renews me. And so that's really amazing.
As preacher, as change planners, we are so focused on people. Like, we want to help them change. We want them to know more about God. We want them to love the scripture, but we forget about us.
The biggest struggle in the region, I would say, would be 1, poverty, 2, prosperity gospel, and 3, people are suspicious about pastors and churches because they think that pastors and churches are after their monies.
There's a big deal of poverty. Forces people into a sense of there's a real life somewhere that they're trying to grapple with, they're trying to deal with, trying to make it work.
I think we're sitting on a continent that is so churched. There is a church on every corner in each city of our continent. And yet we don't see the fruit of that gospel in the way that we would desire to see it. And so what we're looking to see is both a true gospel, that if we preach that gospel faithfully and contextualize it well so that people actually hear what we're saying, our expectation is that the Lord would use that and really impact these cities and our continent as a whole. The African Intensive over the years is just part of a global move that is happening. So the desire is to take something that worked so well in New York for a period of time and to just bring it home to all of the different contexts and different continents.
The training. They said it's an intensive. I didn't know what that meant. Now I know. It is very intensive.
It's been like you're thrown in a river, and then you kind of, on one hand, are figuring out your survival. On the other hand, you're getting wet. On the other hand, you're just taking so much in more than you know. But definitely you can't come out of that the way you were before you jumped into it.
I lose my father at 5, and it was not easy to have a picture, me and my God. How is my relation? Because in the past I was not realize what is a father. And also it's not concerning me, it's just in my context because many young people in my country don't know really what is a father.
He gave an example. There was a picture of a baby, and he said, imagine what are the feelings that have a father when he sees his son, his child, for the first time. And directly I knew where he was going. And I remember all the feelings that I have when I see my son, like joy, happiness, pride. And I was like, God, do you really love me like that? So, I've experienced the love of God for me, that He's my father, and that's just awesome. Yeah.
So I think to just be in a place where I was forced to think about my relationship with Jesus and how the gospel was changing me. So yeah, it kind of messed me up, basically stopped me from just looking at people as projects to these people are on a journey with Jesus, and God has allowed me, has given me access to step into their stories. How am I loving them and how am I living my life for the gospel and for the glory of God? And that just like messed me up.
I just wish that everyone could have the same experience, that the gospel really changes you.
How the gospel will become my mother tongue, and the lens through which I will look at everything, judge everything. So I really appreciate that.
They are my new family. They are my new family.
This is beyond anyone to take credit for, because it's been Jesus authoring it all the way. So it's been beautiful. Yeah.